to put across their views to the people. These main official media are mainly preoccupied with just carrying out news for the ruling parties. Then there is also complaint about the short campaign period, the selective restriction on campaign freedom. We know that the campaign period has been shortening throughout the years. In 1955 it was 41 days. From 1959 to 1969, something like 34 days. In the 70s, 14 to 16 days. During the Mahathir era, about 8 to 9 days. And now, about 7 to 8 days. Which such short period, it is difficult for the comparatively resource poor opposition parties to effectively get their messages to voters, while the government being campaign all year long with its governing capacity.
I think it's something that is happening globally. Something is wrong in the way this world is going. There's something wrong because there's so much wealth in the world, but there's so much problem, there's so much poverty. And I think it's part of that the common people are fed up with the institutions. So they come out to the streets and say, do something about it. Right? I see that way. I mean, not as big as Arab Spring, right? But the same spirit is there. And the same things are underlying it. The Twitter, the Facebook, the internet. I think the world has changed. The time when government could control the media, could control the papers, could control the TV, and bluff us all, and succeed in bluffing the majority of us, is over now. Governments can no longer bluff the people so much. Because they all got a different source of information. So I think the balance of power between the ruler and the ruled has changed in a very fundamental way. And I think what we're seeing now is the expression of these things. So where to now? The yellow spirit. I think the answer is not really with Dato' Ambika. The answer is with everyone involved in that movement. Is it only about making elections clean, or is it also about changing the relationship between the government and the people? If you look at our government right now, 50 so many years or 54 years after independence, we're still a feudal country. The moment you become a YP, people think you have gone up to become junior royalty. You shake hands, you come and kiss your hand. You go anywhere, they put a garland on you. I think it's all feudal. We haven't yet broken with the feudal, and the worst thing is because we have been giving our, not the opposition, but all the BN people get money. Every year is $1 million, so you are Santa Claus giving money. That creates a very unequal relationship between the Wakil Rakyat or the Adun and the people they are supposed to be the representatives for. You don't scold your Wakil Rakyat, even if he's lazy or hasn't done his work, because he holds the money, isn't it? So I think we've got to change even that. If we bring PR in, we don't want PR to be like a clean BN. You know what I mean? We want more than that. Of course we want them to be clean. But we don't want that unequal relationship. We don't want a feudal relationship. We want a situation where our vote counts not only election time, but even in between. Important issues are taken back to us, like referendums, for example. GST, do you want a GST or not? Maybe what we should do about the GST is tell the country what the GST is about. Why do you want the GST? And then have a referendum. Do you want the GST or not? You want to privatize waste collection to these few companies. Tell us why. Why should it be taken out of the hands of the DBI, for example? You're paying the assessment anyway. What's wrong with it? Why are you taking it out? Tell the country, important issues like that, everything you cannot blah, but important issues like this, why can't there be a public debate on TV, in the papers, and then do a vote, do a referendum? Do we privatize waste collection? Do we go for the GST? Why not? What is democracy? Is democracy only voting once in 5 years? So these are the things that I hope the Bersih movement, the yellow spirit, looks at. Not only, it's very important. The 8 points for elections is very important. But I think beyond that, we want to have, a new relationship between the people on top, ruling the country, and the people being ruled. We want a new relationship, we want a new mechanism. You know, I think for too long under PN, it is understood, sort of understood, like you go into politics, become rich. Maybe you say, cannot, you know. You want to go rich, go to business. You want to serve the community, you want to serve the country, you go into politics.
YB Sivarasa was arrested, I was there. They treated Sivarasa very badly as a member of parliament. If you want me to go to the police station, I will drive there myself. We are member of parliament, we are lawmakers, you are only enforcers of the law. You are breaching the law. Section 124 of the Penal Code, you can be charged and be imprisoned for 7 years. If you prevent any elected representative from carrying out their duties. We went there as parliamentarians, we were there to observe what was going on. With so many complaints about the irregularities in the election process, the government has failed to act. I exposed 8 foreigners who are registered as voters in my constituency of Grass. I don't see any police coming to interview me or to interview these 8 people whose names are in the electoral roll, but their names are not with the IC department, National Registration Department. And it is not only in Grass, everywhere around the country. PAS has exposed so many other names. And in Sabah itself, this Dr. Chong Eng Leong has written a book, Lest We Forget, how during the reign of Dr. Mahathir, almost 1.5 million in total of foreigners. He says under the Tun Mahathir's program, at least 600,000 people were issued my card. Why were these people not arrested? The perpetrators in the Likas election between the SADP president, Yong Tek Lee, against the author of this book, Dr. Chong Eng Leong. The election was declared void because they were phantom voters. And the number is just mind-boggling. And just last week, PBS President Joseph Hiring Kilingan asked again for a royal commission to be constituted to investigate this matter. But until today, they have all fallen on deaf ears. So basically, the allegation is that the government institution itself, the government itself, the Barisan National Government is involved in getting the foreigners to be voters. To me, such an allegation which is not refuted is something that every citizen must be concerned about. Don't you think so?
That I love BN. Yes, you heard correctly. I love BN. I don't see any of our friends from the SB rushing to the stage, grabbing my microphone and pinning me on the floor. So that's quite good. I feel safe. I feel accepted. I feel that now I am officially sanctioned. And being officially sanctioned, I must proceed to tell you in what way I love BN. I love BN in the same way that any father would love his teenage son. But the trouble is, this teenage son has done some horrible things. He has stolen. He stole from his parents, his grandparents, family members, relatives, classmates, teachers, and he has started stealing from the public, from the shopping mall, supermarket, even the pirated DVD seller. Now, what do? As a father, do you stop loving him? No, you don't. But do you sanction his acts? Of course you don't. Do you want him to change and to grow up to be a responsible adult? Yes, you do. You do because you love him. So what must you do? You must make him take responsibility for his actions. You must make him face the music. In other words, you must punish him. And that is why I say we must punish PN because we love PN. This is beyond Bersih. This is beyond Bersih's committee. This is beyond Dato' Ambiga alone. Even if you have 100 Dato' Ambigas, it's not enough to bring about a change. This is something that depends on each and every one of us here and each and every one Malaysians who are not in this hall. And that is what the plea that I would like to make tonight. And the plea is that we must get rid of the culture, we must change the culture that justified what Pak Samad said. Pak Samad coined the word charma. Malaysians are very good at charma, cari makan. We do it extremely well, but apart from that, we don't care much. We don't participate in public life, like Dr. Jayakumar said just now. And that is why we are in this ridiculous position, and if we don't change it, things are going to, believe me, things are going to get more and more ridiculous. The single most important obstacle in Malaysia to the work that you are so passionate about is the huge wall that has been built by 30 years of political monopoly. We have to break this wall down before anything else can happen.